Hey, this is Rome. In this video, I'm going to introduce you to two different businesses in the Treasure Valley area. What these businesses have in common is they're both passion projects. Someone that had a passion, found a need and filled it, and they're thriving. And the other common denominator is they're both health conscious. So I've been looking forward to doing this. So let's get started. This is going to be awesome. Okay, so in this part of the video, we're meeting with Janel in Hill's Kitchen in Boise, Idaho. And just as a personal inside joke, this is Bonnie's fault. I have never met Janel, but today's the day. I'm looking forward to
Bonnie.
this. Thank you, Bonnie. So Janel, I like I say, I've never met you before.
No.
I was turned on to you by your business model.
Yeah.
And I'm really interested to hear about what you got going here.
Cool. Yeah. So I saw a need for healthy fast food.
Okay.
We have busier and busier lives. More of us are working more hours and relying on fast food all the time. It is not good for our guts. It's not good for our kids. It's not good for anything. I was victim of that before too, where running and never having food on the table and just grabbing McDonald's, grabbing a pizza, which is fun for every now and again, but not when it's, 70% of your meals every week. All right. So I started this business because I saw the need for healthy food that's quick, that's easy, and that's on your table without a lot of work while we're all working and doing our thing. We got kids, we got sports, we got life. Fast food isn't the answer. Pre-made meals that we see in the grocery stores are great, but a lot of times it doesn't have the balance that we need. It's still not completely fresh, and so that's where I came in to fill that void. I'm here to shake up the fast food industry and do the cooking for you, do the heavy lifting so you don't have to during the week. I started meal prepping for myself and my family, and it was a lifesaver. It was a game changer for us. It helped me to drop weight that I was picking up from eating out all the time. It's teaching my kids to have healthier habits early in life so that when they're older, they're not reliant on chicken nuggets and pizza for dinner all the time, but rather it's a treat and one of those things that I just feel like cheating, so to speak, on my diet and go and grab some of those fun things. It's also a great way to reach out to the community and empower people to take back their ability to nourish their bodies the way they're supposed to. That's with high protein, whole foods, fresh vegetables where we haven't flash frozen all of the nutrients out of them, but rather eating and making our bodies just happy. They respond. It correlates to every aspect of our lives. Not only that, but it allows you to have a family dinner at home without all the headaches. Family dinner bonding time is really important. We don't get that time, and food is love, and that's a way to share it. And so that is my motivation, is to share that with everyone around and provide a nice, loving table. I love to cook. I taught myself how to cook in my 20s. I could barely boil water when I started. And actually, Rachel Ray and the Pioneer Woman were my inspirations when I was learning how to cook. They were not intimidating. They made everyday meals very easy and made me not afraid to try and fail, because trust me, I failed plenty of times. But that's how I learned what works and what doesn't. So that's what I've done, is jumped in with both feet and said, here's a need, we're gonna do it. And Hill's Kitchen was born about 5 years ago. We started in the peak of COVID. At that time, it was all door-to-door deliveries. I didn't meet most of my customers at that time because of the COVID rules, and so I'd drop on doorsteps and leave. Within the first year, we expanded and blew up to the point where we got our own brick and mortar. It was a business idea that everyone loved. They were sick of the typical fast food and loved the idea of home-cooked food without having to do it. I've also drawn quite a few of the community, I guess, that has medical restrictions associated with their diets. So your diabetics, your cardiac diet, your kidney diet, your gluten intolerances, your dairy intolerances, all of those things I can cater to with ease and without nickel and diming. Because I think it's important to offer those services so that people stay on track and stay healthy and not make it a money game. It costs me the same to do a gluten-free noodle as it does to do a regular noodle. I'm not going to squabble over the 20-cent difference or whatever that may be. So those are my goals, is to just get the health back in people through food. I infuse love in everything that I do, and I feel that that carries through as well. When you're eating food that was made with care and love, you're going to feel even better after eating it. And so that's kind of what my mission is. I've got a cooking show that I do. It's Fresh and Fit Kitchen with Janel Hill. You can find it on Freevee, Roku, or any of those independent streaming networks through Eat This TV network. And it is all geared to recipes that you can make on a busy night or on a night where you want to do something special and you just want to try something new. I have a variety of recipes that you can choose from, between breakfast on the go to a sit-down breakfast to lunches, dinners, even snacks and smoothies. With that, I also have a cookbook. Again, it's on the same lines of fresh, quick, healthy meals that are not complicated. They don't have expensive ingredients that you have to go searching for. It's quick, simple to read recipes as well. And that is also a book. It's Fresh and Fit Kitchen with Janel. And you can find that on Amazon, Walmart.com, BarnesandNoble.com. And then you can always come and see me here in the shop as well and pick up a copy. With that being said, not only do I do meal prep, but we offer grab and goes for people to stop in on a weekly or daily basis, grab their breakfast, lunch for the day. And we always have a case that's stocked and ready to go. It changes every day. It's made fresh every morning. And we have a regular crew of people that pop in and out every day. And once I start to get to know you and see your face on a regular basis, you better believe I'm going to have that case stocked for you, because I will know your name, I will know what you like to eat, and I will know what you don't want to eat as well. So, I love what I do, and I love to meet people and talk to them. So come and see me anytime.
You had mentioned that when you started, it was during the pandemic.
Correct.
And that you'd gotten a lot of word of mouth advertising that way.
Correct.
For other business owners, maybe someone that's in a similar model that you are, would you mind telling us how you do your marketing, or
Sure.
what's been effective?
Yeah, so I actually don't do a lot of the typical marketing that most people do because of the word of mouth thing. I think a lot of mine is finding a key location for my brick and mortar was huge. I looked for a long time at multiple kitchens, and though the kitchen spaces were great, and some of them were bigger than this one to where I could expand to do more things, the locations weren't going to give me the free marketing of people driving by, having established businesses around you that already have a regular flow of customers, and then doing things like grabbing those banners that you can put out in the grass that are flags, putting signs out, and going around to your neighbors within your business plaza or within your area and introducing yourself. I've never done the mailers. I feel like we get so much junk mail that a lot of times those just get out. You may get a few customers off of there, but also a lot of those customers are coming in just for the coupon that's associated, and you're not going to always establish a long-term clientele from that. You will get some, but not as many as it costs you to do that. And then going out to your schools, getting a hold of, it just takes one person in each industry to start spreading your name, and then you become a household name. So the thing is, everyone that you meet could be a potential relationship, could be a potential marketer for you. And so you just have to get out there, introduce yourself to people, always have business cards on hand and an extra stock in case somebody wants to leave them on their counter, and just getting your name out there. The other is just putting out good quality product. taking pride in your work, and having customer service skills. You know, everything is so automated with online, with digital, that people forget there's a human that's actually running the business. And I think, especially after our COVID experiences and so much more technology reliance, we're missing the person-to-person communication and that relationship. And people may not realize that that's what they're looking for when they're going into these small businesses, but it's what is going to bring them back. Take the time to learn someone's name. If you can't remember their name, at least remember something about them that makes them feel like they stand out. Now, I don't do this just because it's a marketing ploy. I do it because I actually care. And that also is what comes through to people, is the fact that they know they're going to get quality service, quality food. If they have any issues, because I am human and I make mistakes, is how do you fix it? How do you approach it? How do you take that feedback? And like I tell my customers all the time, if you don't tell me there's a problem, I don't know, and I don't know how to fix it. So I welcome that, and I think that alleviates a lot of people's stresses going into places. Other marketing is social media.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. You had alluded to doing
Yes.
Facebook. Can you go into that kind of I know there's kind of a mental. Any kind of new marketing you do, you don't want to be wasting money.
No, you don't.
Okay.
And the nice thing is that Facebook and Instagram, now Meta combined, is a really effective way to get your name out there, and it's not expensive. You get to pick your budget, which is nice. You get to pick the amount of time that you leave an ad up going, and you get to pick your ad. Now, they will help with the AI and technology help. They'll help you build those campaigns, but for you to actually be involved in that and to do it. And then the key is to leave it up for longer than just 2 or 3 days. I think my best success when I first started with those ads, I don't run them as much anymore unless I'm doing like a event or a special thing. But back then, when I was trying to get my name out, I would leave them up for 30-day blocks at a time. The reason being is that we are bombarded with ads and sponsored things all the time in social media. And when we're just sitting there shutting our brains off and scrolling, we're not always looking. But when those things pop up over and over again, eventually our brain makes us stop and look at it. And that's when those campaigns become effective. Get those follows. Start small, be patient. When they follow you, then they're going to start seeing you come up on their feed. And then after time, they're going to turn into an actual customer. And I have found that a lot. I mean, I'll see someone who will follow my page, like my business page, and it will be 6 weeks before they place an order. It's just human nature. We often take a long time, and then us as small business owners are sitting here going, come on, where are you? And our impatience, makes us feel like we're failing, but we're not.
Okay, in your experience, and I know you're not a Facebook ad expert.
Yes.
I want to make sure.
I definitely am not. I am not a social media expert at all.
But in your experience with the actual ad,
yes.
Image ad or video ad or both?
Image ad.
Really?
Still image ad. If you're doing a video, it's got to be 20 seconds or less.
Okay.
Like real quick, like picture after picture after picture, not a lot of words. Like, people are impatient on social media. We don't want to wait for all that. Now, if we're watching a cat cross the road or something silly like that, I mean, we'll watch that over and over again.
That's why cats rule the internet.
That's right. Maybe get a cat on your picture. Who knows?
Yeah.
Get creative, get silly. Those are the kinds of things that grab people too. And be yourself. That's the other part.
Authenticity.
Yes.
Yeah.
People can see authenticity. I think that's what helped me in my show too, is that I don't wear a chef's coat. I'm not stuffy in appearance. I don't use complicated ingredients. I just create food that I like to eat, and that other people like. And I think that approachability goes a long way as well.
Okay. And back to your business model, you mentioned that you have walk-ins as well
Yes.
as, and you do catering as well.
I do private catering. We do, and that stuff's all custom. So I
Okay.
don't have like standard menus for that, because I just gear it to what the client needs, what the event requires, and so we do all that as well. We do crock pot freezer meal prep the last Friday of every month. You can order that. You can buy, 30 freezer meal bags ready to go. You just pop them in the crock pot and you're done for the day. They're stored flat. They're ready to go, labeled with instructions. We do events for holidays, like over Valentine's, we did a dinner date night in, and people could come and pick up a full meal that included, like a steak, 2 sides, and a dessert, and it was a little bit elevated and fancier than usual without having to go out and deal with the crowd. So we do a lot of that kind of thing too.
That's way cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the big question, how do people find you?
So if you're looking for my book, you can find me on Amazon, Walmart, or Barnes & Noble online. And that book will get to you and you will be able to cook at home. If you are looking for meal prep services, you can find me at hillskitchenidaho.com. That has our full menu that we rotate every 30 days. We like to keep it really fresh. We do not have subscriptions because I am confident that everything I do will keep you coming back on your own. So when you have a week that's really long and you know you're going to be in for it, you just put in an order. 24 hours later, you come in and pick it up. It'll be ready for you with all the instructions and any special things that you need to know. If you're looking for just grabbing a lunch or breakfast or a dinner for the night out of our grab and go case, we're on Ustick and 5 Mile. We're right next to the Dollar Tree that's there. It is just a small little building there. We don't have a flashy sign, but you can come and see me. I'm here Monday through Thursday for those grab and goes. Any other questions, you just reach out by phone number as well. I mean, we still are here to answer all your questions and chat with you. We can create a custom macro program for you. If you have macros you're trying to hit at home, come in and talk to me and we'll work out how we can get you fed to meet those macros. If you're working with a fitness coach and you have a plan that you need, but you don't have time to cook that plan, bring the plan into me and I will get the food back to you when you need it. We are very flexible and we try to be as much as we can because life gets busy. So that's what we're here for.
Was there anything that I did not ask you that you would like to tell?
People always ask me, or they're surprised to find out all the things that went into what actually pushed me to actually open the doors for this place. And it's something that I actually have not talked about on camera before, even in my shows. I think I might have mentioned things here and there, but I myself went through quite a bit of illness. It was during COVID as well. It was not COVID related. Turns out I have a condition called fatty liver that caused me to basically go into full organ failure. I spent about 3 months in the hospital, and we were not sure that I was going to make it. But I did. I'm extremely stubborn, and I think that's one of the big things that brought me out of it, as well as a couple really rarely amazing doctors that I found. And they really helped to get me back to healthy and amongst the living. I attribute a lot of it to food. It is the catalyst that birthed this business and why I am so passionate about ensuring that people get food that fits within their dietary restrictions without having to pay $1 million extra just because it's special. Without that, I would not be here standing in front of you today. And so I'm taking that knowledge and I am giving it back and trying to hopefully help somebody else in the same way that other people have helped me. So.
Very cool.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for sharing that with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for asking.
Absolutely. Anything else that we haven't covered?
No, just come in and let me feed you.
Okay. we are backstage. We are behind the scenes now. What do we got going here?
Welcome back. So I am working on a family size enchilada platter. This is one of those private catering / special request prep type stuff that I do. So these guys need to be gluten-free. It's a family of 7. They just need some help with meals during the week. Mom homeschools, so she's super busy and just needs a couple meals a week taken off their plate. So they came to me. I have a few like this, and we just tailor what the family likes to eat. So this one, we're doing some enchiladas. We've got chicken that I've had slow cooking, and then we've got corn tortillas so that it can be in that gluten-free parameter for them. Some cheese, some green enchilada sauce that I make. I do try to make all my sauces from scratch when I can. It eliminates the sodium and all the seed oils and the junky things that are in those foods that we don't need. Now, this is more like an enchilada bake because using corn tortillas, they're really hard to roll given the nature of corn. So we make more like an enchilada lasagna for these guys. And it works out really well. Sorry, that's my drain of the black beans there. So we're gonna add a little more chicken. I'm always protein heavy in what I do because fillers are just not what we need. Now, these are all customized. So if you guys want corn, if you want fajita veggies, we can fix all that. She's got a bunch of little eaters, so we're just trying to keep it simple for them so that the little eaters don't balk at too many vegetables, but I do have ways of getting around that. Peanut noodle dish is one of my favorites to get around that.
Or you roll them in chocolate.
Or you just dice them really small and nobody knows.
That's right.
I had a group of kids over at my house for, I think it was one of my kids' birthdays, or maybe it was just a night to have, friends come over and eat. And one of the boys, he ate his entire spaghetti plate before he realized that I had snuck zucchini, bell pepper, and onions into it. And he caught an onion. That's what gave it away. And he was like, I hate these. And I was like, but you just ate your entire plate. And he looks down, and the poor kid was so conflicted because he didn't know whether or not to, walk away from the rest of the plate because you could tell he was hungry, or if he needed to sit there and keep going and finish his food. Spoiler alert, he finished his food. So it's stuff like that I absolutely love. So we're just going to top it with some more enchilada sauce here. What I'll do is I will bake this up for them, and then I will package it all up so that they can just toss it into the oven, or they can put it in the freezer if they're not going to get to it this week, and pull it out on a night that they need it. So it's a nice option. They're going to get a couple meals. I've already made them a breakfast casserole. I've already made them some Greek meatballs with yellow rice and some veggies, and then my favorite vegetable sneak is the peanut noodle dish.
Okay.
So it's one that my kids ask for on a weekly basis, and they absolutely love it. In my cookbook, actually, it is the recipe that my youngest son did with me on one of my cooking shows. And he made the whole thing himself. So, that was cool to watch him actually cook and put that together. And he was a lot more excited to eat dinner that night because he had made it himself.
Very cool.
Proud. So
I'll bet.
yes.
Right on.
So this one's just a nice simple guy. I'm going to go pop them in the oven, let it get cooked and nice and brown, and then I'll package it up for their freezer.
Very cool. Thank you.
All right. So our next one that we're going to do is our peanut noodles. And this is our teriyaki chicken. It's got some ginger, some lemongrass, some Thai basil. This is one of my most popular marinades on chicken. It is really, really good. So what I have going on here is this is for the same family we were just doing. So they're gluten-free. So this noodle is actually a chickpea and lentil noodle. It is a gluten-free noodle. It holds up really well. It actually tastes really good. Most people have no idea that they're eating an alternative noodle. And then all the chopped veggies in the world, nice and fresh. This is a cold pasta dish. My kids like to warm it up, but I prefer it cold because there's cucumber, there's diced bell pepper, there's fresh herbs, there's some peanuts, cabbage, shredded carrots, and now we're going to add in the chicken, and then, of course, peanut sauce. And so we are just going to chop this bad boy right up. Whew, he's steaming and hot. And if you are vegetarian or vegan, I mean, we can cater to you there too.
Okay, cool.
You know, with this dish, I wouldn't use chicken. We could do tofu. I work with some other really cool ladies that own small businesses in the area and make vegan meats. So like a vegan chicken, hot. And so tofu we can put in here, or chickpeas. We can do all kinds of alternatives for our vegetarians and vegans too. I have quite the community that come to me in that realm. What else? And then we'll add in our peanut sauce, which is another one that I make in-house. I love to add tons of herbs. Thai basil is one of my favorites, as well as lemongrass when I'm working with Asian food like this. It's just that extra little pop that makes you come back for more.
And you may have already told me, and I forgot
Sure.
already, but what is the dish you're
this
making
is
called?
our peanut noodles,
Okay,
is what
got
this
it.
guy is called. This is also in my cookbook, done on a show. We do versions of this in our meal prep for our weekly meal prep stuff. And then we also can do this for special request items as well. And so I do make sure that all of our dishes get a lot of protein because I do feel that protein is very often not put into our dishes in the volume that we need it in. You know, it is the most expensive part of the dish for a restaurant to do, but it's also one of the most important things for us to be eating on a regular basis and more of. And so I do try to be protein focused whenever I can.
Okay. And do you source your ingredients locally, or?
When I can, yes.
Okay.
I absolutely source my ingredients locally. I never guarantee organic, but I can do it on special request. I have a love-hate relationship with the organic label, just because it is not always as clean as we think it is. There is a wide range of companies to be able to put that organic label on, and it's, you know, so I battle with that. I just have to pick my sources for that well, and I responsibly source everything that I get. I'm actually pretty darn picky. One of my distributors, since I've been going through them, has said that I am one of the highest produce and fresh ingredients restaurants that they have in the Boise area.
Nice.
So I felt that was pretty cool. So I just added in our peanut sauce. This is one that I make in-house. Lots of fresh herbs go into everything that I do so that I don't just season with salt. I feel that fresh herbs are underutilized and can make your dish just pop like crazy. So that's it for this guy. They're all ready to go. They're going to eat off of this for at least a night and leftovers. And I think they're going to be really happy. And look at all those veggies those kids are going to have to eat. Yes. No, I love it. This is one of my go-tos for sure out of the dishes that I do. I think this is one of the first things that I learned how to cook, and it's also one of the first things that I've taught my kids how to cook.
Okay.
Along with breakfast burritos. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Very
those
cool.
are their favorite dishes. So, yes. there's another one done.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Absolutely. I'm going to get these nasty.
Okay, so you're not a purist. You're not like a vegan purist. You're not like a carb-free purist.
Nope. I am very much in moderation and what works for you and your individual body. All of us are different. All of our bodies are different, and what works for somebody else doesn't work for the person standing next to them. And I am not a black and white person. There are so many shades of gray in there that we can fill in and make work for you. So I offer vegan, I offer vegetarian, I offer all the dairy-free. I don't like a lot of the processed vegan meats that are out there just because of all the chemicals that get put into them. It kind of takes away from the plant-based diet and the idea behind it. So we come up with other ways and kind of try and find balance. One of the hardest things for a vegan to get is their daily protein and their iron. And I get really creative in that, where I will put protein powders into pasta sauces for the vegans in order to bump it up. I will put protein powders into yogurt and create a dessert out of it. So you're getting your sweet tooth fix, you're getting your protein, and you're getting your healthy snack all in one go. It's just, I will do research for you too. If I don't know, I'll tell you. I'm not really sure the best way, but let me do some research and I will get back to you. And if I can't do it, I will tell you. But most of the time, I will figure out how to do it and make it happen for you. So.
Hi, I'm Laura. I've lived here in the Boise area for about 25 years, and I just recently discovered Hill's Kitchen. And I'm really excited about the healthy food options that Janel prepares. Very mindful cooking with the customer in mind. And she's just an overall great gal as well. I also had a civic group, a community group that we brought to her. We had a special request for a cooking class. So she taught I don't know, about 15,
yeah, it was about 15
young teenagers how to cook. And it was a very valuable experience for them. And hope to encourage that type of involvement with her in years to come.
Very cool. What are you getting today?
I am picking up a white chicken mushroom lasagna. I have family coming into town, and I don't have time to cook. So.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Janel, for showing us around your operation.
Yeah,
it's very impressive. And thank you, Bonnie, for the introduction.
Bonnie.
Thanks,
we
Bonnie.
We missed you.
This is your fault.
Well, thank you for coming. I really appreciate meeting you.
Absolutely.
And allowing me to share my story.
I'm excited. This has been a great time. If you're in the area or you're coming to the area, make sure and hit up Janel. She will hook you up.
Yes, absolutely. Come see me.
So in this part of the video, we're at Mulberry's Ice Cream in Boise, and we are here with Kevin. And the way we met, I did a photography job for him about earlier last year, and I was so impressed with his operation here, what his style is, how his business started. I wanted to come back and just interview him and introduce him to you. So, Kevin, you want to tell us about Mulberry's?
Mulberry's, we opened up probably about 6 months ago. It was a delayed opening. We were doing a lot of architectural designs, and so we really didn't get the full summer last year. So we just basically had just maybe a few weeks of actual weather, and so we had a little bit of a taste of kind of what to expect. And so we went into our first winter. What we do is, which, it's been a blessing ever since we opened. And I guess the customer response has just been absolutely amazing. What we do here is we do New Zealand style ice creams. and which is totally completely different. It leans way more on the healthier side of ice cream making, and it's essentially. I mean, if I was to really break down, I mean, a huge, vast variety of all these New Zealand style ice creams into just kind of condense it, I would say it was probably more of the base, the creamery, the ice creams that we make as you scoop, as we have them pre-made. They're a heavier milk fat, butter fat ratio, probably twice the percentage of an average American style ice cream. An American style ice cream is going to be on a lower milk fat, butter fat percentage, leaning on, you know, a 10% to a 14 to 16% at max, and that kind of limitates their ability to get creative with the flavoring, and they just don't have any. They don't have any butter fats. They don't have any dairy for any of the flavors to bind to. And so what they have to do is they have to resort to a syrup, yellows, reds, blues, all this stuff that's been essentially, you know, or that's being banned. A lot of that stuff's not even legal in Europe. It's not legal in New Zealand. So what is New Zealand style ice cream? It's a heavier milk fat, butter fat ratio that we can use real food products, we can use real fruits, and we can use, say, like the fructose as the flavor, and they can bind to the fats. We can use neutral food flavors, pumpkins. We can, I mean, just all sorts of like neutral food flavors that we can actually start getting pretty creative with. And when you taste them, I mean, they're really robust and they just have a lot of flavor. And I think that's probably one of the things, the biggest things that people are most surprised about when they first taste a New Zealand style ice cream is just the texture is completely different. It's a lot creamier, and it's just really robust with flavor. On top of that, we're the first really ones to introduce like the real foods and the healthier food aspect into the ice cream making. And so, yeah, and we started this venture probably about 6 months ago and we've had nothing but great response. We're 105-star reviews our first month alone. Say by, I think it was December, it was like 2-3 months later, Google already had us rated as your #1 search for ice cream in Boise. One of our customers, they graciously entered us in the Idaho's Best Awards, and we won every round so far, all the way down to the finalists. And I'm pretty sure we're standing pretty good odds. And either way, we're blessed to be named the finalists in our less than 6 months being in operation. So yeah, we're really excited about what we can bring and just all the other different flavors, the New Zealand style favorites that are over there, your hokey pokeys, your goody gumdrops, some of your, you know, and kind of blend out with, you know, your Idaho favorites. So,
okay, and if I remember correctly, did you say that you make your own ice cream, or do you not make your own?
No, I make everything's made here.
Okay.
We do it's all small batch, and so it kind of gives you a lot more creativity. Yeah, and definitely. You know, we make our own because it's a heavier milk fat, butter fat ratio, and it's not. I would venture to say that most ice cream makers probably wouldn't even know how to work with that type of product. I mean, they wouldn't know. I mean, they would be limited without syrups, and so that's where the true ice cream making skill set comes in. Is you're making a real food product, almost like you're making a pie or making a cake. So
well, yeah, you had mentioned that you mix in cake and certain things into some of your ice cream.
Yeah, some of our ice creams we will. Yeah, we'll build it just like we're making a cake. I mean, exact ingredients. So we'll just take that same pathway, and we take that same pathway to a lot of different products. I mean, or a lot of different, you know, the ice creams that we make. So we didn't do a lot of florals. We'll do a lot of, you know, again, like I said, we can get into your most natural, neutral type flavors, and we can really bring, you know, kind of a robust hit with a lot of those. With that heavier milk fat ratio, we can really layer the flavors. And so the science of the ice cream making kind of gives you more of a canvas to work with. And so I can take an ice cream and I can give you 2-3 different layers of flavor. You'll have one bite. First you'll taste, say, like one of our caramels. First you'll taste the caramel, then it kind of moves into a burnt caramel, and then the next thing you know, it kind of moves into a butterscotch. So, and we have multiple flavors that kind of do the same thing with our florals. You'll hit like the lavenders, and then the blueberries, and then the cream cheeses, and, you know, your cheesecake flavorings. And so, yeah, we try to do a lot of layering within the flavors because we have the ability to, you know, again, to play with that milk fat, butter fat ratio, which is, you know, it's everything. So yeah.
Okay, and you also have baked goods as well.
We do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, we get a lot of people coming in here, and so just like any other little small shop, it's hard to keep up with things. But yeah, yeah, we've got your little goodies and treats, and yeah, it's fun.
Tell us about your menu. You were talking about that the other day. Like you want to walk me through the menu like you did the other day?
Yeah. Okay. What we have here is our menu on the left, and that's a New Zealand style creamery. The menu on the right, what we call it, a New Zealand. It's essentially a treat in New Zealand. It's really hard to find even for Kiwis and New Zealanders. It's what we call a real fruit. It's basically a real fruit ice cream. But the creamery on the left, what that is essentially it's just like traditional ice cream shop where we'll have 1 scoop, 2 scoop, 3 scoop. We have all your sundaes. Okay, what we're going to do here is we're going to do a real fruit blend. This is where we're going to take 2-3 scoops of, say, like a base ice cream, and then we're going to take a cup of fresh fruit, and then we're basically going to do an infusion. We're going to take the fruit and blend it into a silk serve, soft serve ice cream, but it's more of a silk serve because of the fruits, the textures of the fruits. So we're going to take 2 scoops. I already have 1 scoop in there. We're going to take 2 scoops of our strawberry cheesecake. We're going to take some blueberries, flash frozen, and then essentially we're just going to do an infusion. Okay, from there you have your blueberry ice cream. You're going to take some honey, some real honey. And you have a whole different choice of all your different toppings. You have all your different toppings, your different drizzles. This is just one of my personal favorites. We're going to take a honey and coconut. And then it's going to be a real fruit. Get a color changing spoon in there for you. And then there you go.
Cool.
This is a nice the texture of that. It's a different texture totally than, say, a soft serve.
Okay. Perfect.
And the difference of this, say, like American style we've always had the ability to infuse fruits into an ice cream, but it would have to come into a milkshake form. You're going to have to blend milk into it. That's the only way. That's the hugest difference. Okay. And so New Zealand styles, they just figured out the ability of blending the fruits and having it still come out as ice cream. So it's wonderful. One other thing that we can do that we actually do over here, which is really unique, this is probably more where New Zealand style meets an Idaho twist, is we'll take cereals and we call it the cereal killer blend. And so we'll take a different line of cereals and we can infuse the cereals within the fruits into the ice creams and give you more of kind of a fresh strawberry crunch or a blueberry crunch. You can take your golden grams and you can almost get like a pie crust type effect. So you can really go into a total different direction with some of these ice creams. You can take a vanilla sweet cream and then you can take, say, Fruity Pebbles, and then out comes, it's going to be your freshest Fruity Pebble ice cream you'll ever have in your life.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, my name is Miguel, and we recommend Moberries to anyone who's in the Boise area. Definitely try it. Ice cream is top notch.
All right. Well, thanks, Kevin. So the most important question is, how do people find you and how do they connect with you?
Address is 8249 West Overland Road. We're Suite 160. We're over across from Walmart, over by Edwards Cinemas. We're across from Walmart, tucked right next to the Starbucks over here. You'll see the big New Zealand style ice cream sign right out front. We're on all your social medias.
Okay, so can we find you on Instagram?
Absolutely. You can find us on Mowberries, at Mowberries on Instagram, and also the same Twitter and Facebook. Thank you for watching, and come see us. Yeah, definitely want to come down there and check out the ice creams and see the difference yourselves.
Hey, thanks for taking the time to watch the video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed making it. If you liked the video, make sure and subscribe. And thank you very much to Janelle and Kevin for showing us around their business. It's very encouraging to see thriving businesses from people that have taken a passion and filled a need. If you're in the Treasure Valley or planning to come here, make sure and hit them up. You will not be disappointed. I'll make sure and leave all their contact details in the description of the video. And if you need any assistance with getting more clients or connecting with people more effectively on the internet with either photography or video or all the above, hit me up. I may or may not be able to help. I'll leave my contact details in the description as well, and I'd love to hear from you. I want to learn about your business, and maybe I can help, like I say, maybe I can't. So most importantly, make sure and have a great day.